up, class? Today we're going to talk about metacognition. Metacognition is the process of thinking about thinking. Do you ever really try hard to remember someone's name when they introduce themselves? That process in your brain while you are trying to remember their name is metacognition. You are aware of your thinking. You also use metacognition when you plan things in your head or think things through, like situations before you act. In order to fully understand what we are reading and the most out of it, we need to think about our thinking while we read. Sometimes you have to stop and think during your reading in order to do it properly. So you have to think about what you're reading as you read. Now we have some metacognition strategies that you can use to think about your reading. You can use schema. When you relate something new, you are reading or seeing to something in your life and that you already know. We can use questioning. When you ask questions about what you are reading or watching, you can visualize. When you imagine what is happening in images. Predicting. When you imagine and you take a guess which thing is going to happen next. Connecting. When you make connections between similar characters or events you are reading about. And monitoring your knowledge. When you are aware of what you already know while you are reading and what you do not know while you are reading. Now, if you do not know something, you need to try and figure it out. Maybe with context clues or looking it up in order to fully understand what you are reading. And that depends on words you don't know. Now we have different symbols and strategies. When we use schema, we use a check mark. Does this remind you of anything? What do you already know about this? We use questioning. We use a question mark. Ask yourself or someone else a question about what you are reading. Who, what, when, how, and why. And visualizing. You're going to close your eyes and picture the scene or the character. Predicting with 3 dots. What is going to happen next? What details are hints for what will happen next? Making connections using like T2T, T2S, T2W. Compare this next text to another text. Compare this text to yourself. Compare this text to the world around you. And monitor knowledge. This is underline anything confusing like words. Do you know the vocabulary? Are you understanding what is happening? If not, then ask the question. So this is metacognition. I just gave you some strategies and some symbols and what everything means using schema, questioning, visualizing, predicting, making connections, and monitoring knowledge. So when you read, think about what you're reading. Don't just run through the reading and you don't know what it's about. You have to think about what you are reading. And if you use these strategies, it will be easier for you to understand the passage.